opportunity to win the Super Bowl.
Kelly stays with the no huddle, and with 21 seconds on the play clock, he runs another ground play to Thomas. Bob Golick trips him up just shy of the 15.
I would think,
3rd and 2.
You know, Dick, I think that Marv Levy or one of his staff would signal in, just huddle up, use the clock, wind that clock down. The game's over with. Wind it down. That can avert injury, and it's, in a sense, it's sort of a sportsmanlike thing to do. It's hard to believe I say that about a Raider defense, but that's the case.
On 3rd down, Thomas at the 15. That'll be very close. Townsend wraps him up. But the running plays was still 15 to 20 seconds left on the play clock.
Well, they're thirsting for a big win, and now here are the kind of things that can start. John Davis is limping right now, and Glenn Parker looks like Glenn wants to get in and replace him.
Time out for the measurement.
But the coaches' minds on the Buffalo staff now have to be thinking Giants or San Francisco in the kind of plays they call.
But isn't there that natural, I mean, you guys all have it, that natural ultra-conservatism you don't want to admit, even though you've got what seems to be an impossible lead, you don't want to admit that the game is over yet. You're going to wait till the 4th quarter. You never know, a couple of fumbles, they make a big play. It's, you know, it's down 19-0 in the 9th inning. A couple of errors, 4 or 5 walks, you know, 8 or 9 home runs. We're right back in this thing. Well, here's Rootin' Tootin' Rick Tootin' to punt for the first time. He kicked only once last week against Miami. Replaced John Kidd, who went Plan B to San Diego. Tootin from Florida State, delivering from his 5. And gets a short one away to Tim Brown. And Brown returns to the 42 of Buffalo. 10 minutes left in the 3rd. Buffalo 41-3. Stadium in Buffalo, where these great fans, you see the
defensive line going over the adjustments that they're still trying to make. But one thing I noticed as he was talking was that he was talking about playing good, solid football. You're doing okay.
After the punt, Schrader takes over at the Buffalo 43, intercepted 3 times today. He gets the comeback pattern to Mervin Fernandez to the Buffalo 30 and a first down. So Schrader, and we give too much credit and too much blame on that position, but they all understand that comes with the territory. But Schrader had only 3 interceptions the last 6 games of the year, including last week, 3 today against Buffalo.
Well, that time they had what they're trying to do now is get outside the pass rush. And they did, although the blitz came from Leonard Smith, number 46 again, but the Raiders are now trying to get outside that pass rush, then find somebody.
From the looks of Schrader's jersey, Smith's had a hand on him. Marcus Allen inside the 25-yard line. Talley and Wright made the tackle. That Jeff Wright doesn't get a lot of calls, but with all the attention given Bruce Smith, that Wright's in your face most of the day. There's the marks from, it appears to be from Smith.
We were talking about Kelso a few minutes ago. Marv Levy thinks he's the ultimate in free safeties. Every skill, every technique, the knowledge he has is extremely high on Kelso.
Underneath, incomplete to Fernandez, who knew James Williams was coming. Williams, the #1 pick of the Bills this year from Fresno State. Now, Kelso, he plays a deep center field, though, doesn't he?
I like Kelso, but I just don't put him in the same category as Ronnie Lott. I just don't do that. I think Kelso's a fine field general to clean up, but the great free safety is a Ronnie Lott who can do everything.
Kelso had what appears to be oversized helmet after it's an extra pattern. 3rd down 6.
Blitz.
And they get it to Allen. Fights to the 21, but that'll leave him shy of the first down by considerable. Kelso made that tackle. Art Shell.
Well, the Raiders on 4th down without a huddle. Now that's interesting. Normally you'd huddle the team if you got a 4th down
backs go down as Gold and Nate Odoms were pairing down that far sidelines.
Well, it's mighty easy to criticize a team that's down 41-3, but that was 4th down. You'd think you'd huddle up and come up with the best possible play. I guess they got a little fortunate there. Defensive holding
against Odoms, which will give the 5-yard penalty and a first down.
Holding, defense, number 37, 5 yards, first down.
Odoms down the field with Galt. Gee, I don't know. That looked pretty clean to me.
First down at the 16. James Williams, a rookie, calls time, and Mervin Fernandez, you could see his reaction. He thought he had a clean shot at a touchdown. Timeout. Well, they work on Cornelius Bennett on the Bills sidelines. He just winced in some pain as they work on looks like the index finger. 41-3. This is the closest the Raiders have been to the Bills' goal line. At the 16, first down. It's the Galt, intercepted and dropped by Williams, who made a beautiful cut. He and Odoms with a shot at it. Now it was Odoms who had an opportunity to come up with his second interception today.
Well, they're going to double Galt. You see the safety coming right up over the top to the right of the screen.
Oh, was that read well?
So that was Leonard Smith was there. So 2 people on Galt.
Schrader, who hears his name being called from the fans, gets it to Tim Brown inside the 10. The fans ragging Jay Schrader a bit here, who had a 3-interception day and a 3-point day, while his counterpart Kelly is feasted.
Look at Smith right here. 2 people just knocking him all over the field because he's tired and apparently has a knee problem.
Schrader is 13 for 27 day, 150 yards. Third down, about 2.5. Marcus Allen. And he appears to have the first down at the 5. Well, does anyone make more interesting definitive moves right at the handoff? I mean, he gives himself an option to go so many different places with that first step of his.
Well, he's got the quickest feet, and for a guy his size, you wouldn't expect that.
He saw that he was pinned in, and then he made the quick move straight ahead for a yard gain. Seals and Talley with the tackle.
That's the one great asset that O.J. Simpson has had throughout his career, was he could see so much. And Marcus has the same trait. He can see so much happening in front of him and almost read those blocks before they occur. Rarely would either one of those guys would ever wrong in where they decided to run.
Same college, same number. Allen was likened to Bruce Smith. Somebody blow a whistle before Smith takes the handoff. He's done about everything else this year.
And take 78, defense, after this is the goal line.
Bruce Smith gets the call, half the distance down to the 2-yard line. Jim Kelly staying warm, so apparently he will come back and quarterback as we move to the 6-minute mark in the third quarter. 6 to go, and it's a 41-3 Buffalo advantage. Marcus Allen and Schrader collide, and Schrader actually made the tackle on his running back as he stumbled forward to the line of scrimmage.
Looks as though Schrader wanted to get Marcus the ball as deep as he could in the backfield to allow Marcus to cut back, and you can see the collision.
Actually, with his right leg, he tripped up. Allen, see the right leg right there. Announcement by Jim Tunney that number 66, Steve Wright, is an eligible receiver as he lines up on the left side. Third and goal. Wide open is the man in blue, Leonard Smith. Oh, my. Schrader under pressure, threw the ball, and the only man close to it was the Buffalo Bill, Leonard Smith. Thank you very much. Smith with the interception. Boy, the Bills are sky high. He joins Kelso and Talley, who returned 127 yards for a touchdown, and Nate Odom's 4 interceptions against Schrader. Many of them of the easy variety. Just out of the record left. Kelly's still in there, throwing some more, and gets it to Keith McKellar, tight end, who is a project by the Bills, who really has blossomed. He was a Jacksonville State of Alabama basketball player, played only 1 year of college football. They've been patient with him, and now in his 3rd season, Jim Kelly says, he's just another one of my real threats. He says, I used to have Thomas, then I had Reed and Thomas, then I had Reed, Thomas, and Lofton. Now I got Reed, Thomas, Lofton, and McKellar. And as the Raiders have found out, and the Miami Dolphins did, whom do you not defend?
He's a super athlete, a real athlete, and is still learning. He'll be better next year, and the next year, and the next year.
Thomas. And he gets out to about the 39-yard line.
Well, we see the Bills huddling up now, taking more time off the clock.
Oh, what a terrible way to end a season. Schrader, who had a great start, then he had that November slump where he didn't throw a touchdown, then he rallied his team, had 11 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions the last 5 games of the regular season, and then you finish your year and have a disastrous day like this.
Well, I'm sure in the fact he just wants to get on the field again and erase whatever he can of this performance. Hit one or 2 passes, something.
See, it's very pleasant today. Schrader's perspiring. Temperature still around 32. Like the snow or rain occasionally. Jamie Mueller, who played his college ball in Atchison, Kansas at Benedictine College, was a 3rd-round pick back in '87.
When they play a 2-back offense, Mueller is an excellent combination with Thomas, because Mueller serves the same purpose that Steve Smith of the Raiders does. Excellent blocker, a good receiver if the occasion arises, but a good solid blocker. On the other hand, the Bills are doing fine with a 3-receiver offense, and that's what I think you'll see next week.
Using the huddle and using the clock. 3rd down 3. Keller again. He can motor, and he's down to the 36-yard line of Los Angeles. Jerry Robinson tagged him.
Jerry Robinson trying to cover him, and at the same time play against the run. And no question, Jerry's lost a step. And McKellar, a younger, quicker man, just outruns him crossing the field.
Well, these Bills, as you know, in the regular season late, were impressive in a 17-13 win against the Giants at the Meadowlands. That was the game in which Kelly was hurt and Phil Simms of the Giants. So they've shown that they can beat the Giants on the Giants' home field. One would wonder, should the 49ers win later, how the Bills would match up. And we'll quiz my partner Bill Walsh about that. Thurman Thomas. Well, did he get out of the blocks like he wanted that play? He has a first down at the 21.
We were talking about Jamie Mueller. What a beautiful block he made to Spring Thomas. He just at the proper time, he made a beautiful block on the strong safety and sprung him. That's the combination you want. Look at Mueller, number 41, going inside out. Great job. Destroyed Mike Harden. And that's not an easy block because it's made with a lot of space around both people.
And the hand in the background for Thomas, who comes out, has 138 yards today and a touchdown at 117 against Miami. You can almost write in the 100-yard days for this guy. He had almost 1,300 rushing during the regular season. Davis.
Ooh, Mueller again.
Oh, did he level
Lionel Washington
the corner?
Was decked.
Mueller just destroyed Washington on the corner.
It reminds me of Tom Rathman of the 49ers, very much so. Look at Washington knows he's in trouble. Gee. And Washington really couldn't do much about it. He had to hold his ground.
So Mueller getting a chance to play. And one of the notes under his name, as you look to peruse through all the comments about the Bills players, Mueller, in just one-word sentence, blocks. Exclamation point, exclamation point. Second down, short 6. Mueller gets a chance to carry. He said, hey, I'd rather block. But no one could tackle me. Finally, the fourth man, Terry McDaniel, Eddie Anderson gets into the turf. A loss of a yard.
That's you need the kind of guys you need the kind of guys that will block, and you'll hear a little sound involved with it. This is being right on the scene.
Well, the sound was from the crowd reacting to that block. Third down, clock running, and Kelly really consuming some time now. With just 19 seconds left in this third quarter. 3rd and 8. Lofton again. Down at the 1-yard line. They're not going to give him the hat trick. That would have been number 3. Lofton disappointed. Oh, he's had a touchdown catch in every playoff game. This is his 5th. Had a couple with Green Bay. End of the quarter, and the Bills will start on the 1-yard line, hungry for more apparently. We'll be back after these words from your local station. Used quarterbacks having to face Bruce Smith. How about Arthur Kent standing up there and under those circumstances? The reporting has been outstanding with our NBC News friends, and we invite you to stay with us in the rest of this game throughout the rest of this day as they cover the Gulf War. Jim Kelly stays in. This is the first play of the final quarter, and that much to the relief of the Los Angeles Raiders. As Kelly, it's a matter of to whom do they want to give a score? Well, Kenneth Davis has another. Easily. So Davis, who scored 4 touchdowns rushing on the entire season, has 3 today. So Lofton sets up the hat trick, and it's Davis who puts on the fedora.
It's going to be a tough off season for the Raiders.
Flag on sportsmanlike conduct is the call. Couldn't hear referee Jim Tunney, but one would guess it is. Yeah, let's not guess. Was thrown in the end zone. Could have been for the end zone celebration, or it could have been for a late hit. Norwood makes it 48-3 Buffalo.
Here in Buffalo, those who were cheering this team long before Bruce Smith was welcome to this world waited for a day like this. The Buffalo Bills are on their way to their first Super Bowl opportunity, and the AFC apparently is going to send a very good team. Norwood, Teron Brown at the 7. The Olympic gold medalist is to the 38-yard line. Make it the 37. Well, while they celebrate here in Buffalo, there's the reality of what's happening elsewhere. So we go back to NBC News and this report from Tom Brokaw.
Thank you, Dick.
I've been called a lot worse. You know that as well. Well, meanwhile, Darryl Talley has intercepted Schrader, the 5th interception to tie a playoff record. Talley will return one for 27 yards, sets it up at the LA 27. And just moments ago, Scott Norwood, when a 48-3 game is sent in, and kicks a 39-yard field goal to make it 51-3. The Schrader interception ties an NFL playoff mark as you look at Talley, who has one of the 5 interceptions. Meanwhile, going back to Kenneth Davis's touchdown, his 3rd, that also ties a playoff mark. You put Kenneth Davis in the same sentence with Larry Zonka, who had 3 touchdowns against the Raiders in 1973. And now the Raiders are close to having the most points ever scored in any game against the Raider defense. 55. That has happened 2 times. San Diego did it once against them, and then I think you go way back to the AFL days early on to find the other time.
I think we're going to get Vince Evans. I think that's the day for Schrader. And I hate to see this guy who's had a great season have to, almost in humiliation, leave